Okay, so if you watch my videos, you will notice that I just unboxed a brand new Fender Tone Master Twin Reverb. Fender Tone Master Twin, and I'm excited about it. However, there is one thing that the reverb on the amp is extremely swimmy, even at very low volumes, and I found that there is actually a firmware update that can be done to adjust the reverb on the amp. So I figured what would be kind of a cool video for me to do is to run you through the process on how to do the firmware update. And I'm doing this with like outdated computer, everything. I don't have like very high-end stuff. I have pretty outdated stuff. So I think this will be interesting for the everyman who's dealing with it. Now, I think it says Windows 10, but I'm pretty sure you can still do it. It's with, mine's like Windows X Home 7 or something like that. It's ridiculous. Home edition or something like that. So we're gonna see if this actually works. So hopefully this works. So I'm pretty sure this is what you need. It's a USB cable, and it has this kind of smaller end on one side and a regular USB on the other. Under here, in here somewhere, right around here, there is a USB connector that's in there.
I got a bad spider bite. It was getting all puffy. It was deep red. We had to go to the
urgent care.
Yeah, urgent care, and they gave us like a cold compress to cover it, and it used to be puffy. So imagine this, but all puffy.
Actually, I can see it. Let me see.
And see?
I can actually see the bite in your hand, like the little swollen spot.
See?
But your entire hand was red. So before I go any further here into the video, I want to do a quick demonstration of what the reverb on the amp actually sounds like before I do the update, and what it sounds like after I update it, so you can kind of see. So I'll show you the taper of kind of how it is right now. I'm playing my Squire Telecaster, my 60s classic vibe Telecaster, and I'll show you that if you put the reverb, Alice, get out of the way. If you put the reverb up just a tiny bit, this is on 3, okay? It's pretty heavy, even low. Let's just go up a little bit here. Now look, 4. Get that trail? 5. It's got a really heavy trail. I know some of the vintage units are actually like that. We bring it up to like 7 and listen to this. I mean, it's crazy. Crank it all the way up and forget it. You want to go to FENDER.com. So Fender, here we go, FENDER.com. Support. So you want to go to the support section of the website. That's what you do. It's under customer service. You go to the bottom of FENDER.com on the page. You go to support. If you click on support, see, here you have to click on, you have to find your product. Right here it says connected amps. Right here it says firmware and software. That's what you want to click on. Alright, we're going to click the one that says procedure. It might actually have the firmware updates on that one. They might actually be it. See, here it says system requirements Windows 10 or higher. We actually have Windows 7. But we are going to try this and see if we can do it with Windows 7. I think it works with Windows 7. I don't think it's going to damage anything in the process. If it works, like I said, if it works, it works. For me, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the Tone Master Twin Reverb mod. It's the Reverb mod, the Tone Master Twin. So I'm going to do that one. So that's this right here. So what you want to do is you want to click on that, and you're going to get a little box depending on your computer. This is how it comes up for me. Save, yes, okay, it's going to save it to like my downloads folder in the computer. Click it. If I check, I can see the progress of it. Alright, so it downloaded it. So you got to locate the micro USB port and the firmware update on the back of the amp, which I know where that is. It's on the back side of the amp. It's up in here. It's a little hard to see. It's up underneath this board here. So basically what you got to do is you got to turn the amplifier on. You got to use the little amplifier switch. There's a switch back here. It's also standby mode, so you want to make sure that your mute is on because you don't want it muted while you're doing it, because I don't think it'll work properly. If you reach underneath here, you will feel a tiny button. It's right underneath here, basically. Where's the button? There's the button. So what you want to do is it says power on the amplifier while holding the firmware button underneath here for at least 3 seconds. Alright, so hold the button down and then flick the power switch on. I did that. Where's the light? There it goes. Alright, so there's a red light blinking underneath there now. Connect the USB data cable from the Tone Master to your Mac or your PC. Alright, this is the USB data cable that I have. Hopefully this is the correct one. This little box right here says autoplay Fender amp. This is your amp. This is the storage on the amp. Basically, it's plugged in through the USB on the front of the computer. This is the storage on your amp. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you can minimize this stuff to keep it open. You want to go to where you had downloaded your file. That's in my downloads folder. I'm going to extract all because it comes in a zipped folder. So just extract it. This is the disk image file right here. This file right here is what you're going to want to take and throw into the folder that's going to go onto the amplifier. Alright? So we are going to try this, and let's keep our fingers crossed that it doesn't destroy my freaking amplifier, because it's not the right computer software.
It's not?
Well, it says it needs Windows 10. I only have Windows 7 on this. Drag and drop the firmware update image file onto the Fender amp. When you do that, the little LED, the little red LED underneath will blink very quickly. And while it's being applied, this process should continue for approximately 30 to 60 seconds. Once the update has completed successfully, the firmware update LED, the little red light, will stop blinking and remain on, and the amplifier will auto-eject from the computer. Note, some Mac users may receive a disk not ejected properly message. This is normal and not an error. So that little box, you'll see it as I do it. I'm not going to show the amp, but you'll see how the computer does it. If the update was successful, disconnect the USB cable and power cycle the amplifier to return to normal operation. So what that means is just shut your amp off and turn it back on, power cycle. So let's do this. Let's go. I can close this up now. I know what I'm doing, so I'll leave that open. But let's see. We've got this right here. Okay, so this is our amp. Okay, so we want to open folder to view files. All right. This is nothing, but this is actually the amp. This is the actual storage in the amp. It says Fender amp. It's opened on my computer. So now what we want to do is we need to go to this one. Go to, that's it, this one right here. We can minimize this so we can see both of them at the same time. That's the easiest way to do it. So you can do, I have a big screen so you can actually do that. This is Tone Master Twin Reverb Mod, okay? Now I can click and drag this over. You can copy and paste it as well. I'm just going to click and drag. It should work.
You mean right
click, drag it to here, and if I let go of it, boom, it's going to go into that folder. Now it's doing it. Now it should be blinking. Hold on. The little red light is blinking very fast right now. So when that finishes, stay out of, get out of the way. When that finishes, it should just, there we go. It ejected it. See how it went off? The red light is stable now. So according to the information that it tells us, once the update is completed successfully, the light will stop blinking. Alright, if the update is unsuccessful, that's fine. It's not unsuccessful, it worked for us. So what we're going to do now is we are going to shut the power off on the amplifier. Click it off. That'll kill the light. Disconnect the USB cable from the amp and the computer. I'm gonna reset the camera up here so you can see what I'm doing on this side now. Now, if you notice, I did that with Windows 7, okay? And I was able to transfer the files from my computer to the amp without any problems, as far as I can tell so far. And I'm pretty sure it works fine because I've done it in the past, like I said, and it worked. I've unplugged the USB cable. We're gonna plug in this guitar. What we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this amp reverb all the way down. Now we're gonna test it out. And we're gonna see.
You're gonna play it.
Yes, we're gonna see if it worked. Which, I mean, theoretically it should have worked because I did not receive any error messages and everything went smooth. So now I'm gonna flip the amp back on. Amp's on. It takes a second for the amp to actually power up. I'm gonna sit right here. All right, light's done blinking. The amp is working. Amp still sounds perfectly fine. Now we're gonna go like I did before. Let's put the reverb on 3.
Yeah, not too high.
It's less. It's not as swimmy sounding that low. Let's go 4 like I did before.
So is that like a good side or a bad
Yeah,
side?
it's the reverb is a little bit different. Like it's not as much when it's on low. If you go to say like 5, doesn't sound that. To me, it doesn't sound that much different. I don't hear a huge difference between the last. Maybe when I hear them side by side in the actual video, I'll be able to tell. Let's put it on 7 where it was like wicked swimmy before. Seems like it's not. Let's turn it all the way up and see if it's the same at the top.
Yeah.
Still pretty swimmy up at the top.
It sounds like the one from the zombie catcher one.
Does it?
Yeah.
Actually, it doesn't sound as swimmy up at the top. If I put it up here, like. Seems to me like it was a successful modification. I think we did it. And it worked. So that is the difference then. So honestly, I don't notice a huge difference. Maybe it kind of made it a little bit easier to control. Because if you put it down low now, it seems to have an easier... Seems like the reverb's a little bit more controllable, so... Alright, I think we did it. I think that works. So, if you like this content, like, subscribe, leave a comment, please. It helps me out, and there'll be more videos. So, I hope that helps somebody out there.